From what I know about Volksdeutsche, those were, of course, Polish people who made, I would think, personal commitment to cooperate with the Germans. And because what they did, that they cooperating and helping them, being part of, maybe not as full German, but part of a German. So the Germans gave him, what you call it, something for their commitment to them. And what it was, probably most of it, the properties that they were taking away from Jewish people, they used to give it to them, and rewards for their friendship, commitment to them, whatever. I am not sure, but there was something in my mind that there were also Volksdeutsches that Germans brought from different areas, not only from the area. They usually brought them somewhere, or from, I don't know if they brought them maybe from Czechoslovakia maybe, or Hungary, or even from Germany, some people that were not originally Germans. Yes, they moved in, and when they moved in, we never went again inside the house. I mean, we weren't going there and visit them no. Well, they were living in our house. Even when the Volksdeutsch took over, they let them stay there. They didn't throw him out. Now, we were lucky that they were good people. They were concerned. They appreciate probably the friendship that they developed through the years with my father and with my family. So whatever they could, of course, quietly, without anything, they were helping. And the first help that they gave us was when my mom found out, when my father never showed up anymore in the evening, and she was told by the wife of the chief of police, she came and told my wife that she heard a conversation between Gestapo and him. And the Gestapo told them, we're going to take all the Jewish people out from here soon and there. And she heard this, and she ran to the place where we lived in the new location, and she told my mom this. And she suggested, well, I would suggest you take the kids and run away from here. Being a wife of the head of the Jewish community, they want to take him, so they will take you too. So run away. So that was the time, that was the first time that the Puat family helped, because when she didn't know where to go, so what is she doing? She is going to them late in the evening. Quietly, she walked in. And what are you doing here? Well, she told them. So he says, you know, it's late. Let's go to sleep. Next morning, the Gestapo came in. They just walked into the room, went straight to his bed, and they say to him, "We were told that the Schonwetters are here. Where are they?" Well, he says, there's no Schonwetters in the house here. So whatever the Gestapo told them, one of the things, I have people with me, we're going to search this, we're going to find them, you're not cooperating, and we're going to kill them and you, so don't waste our time. Where are they? He says, they're not here. So he tells the people, okay, search. So they walked out, and he's walking out. Then he stops by the door, turns around, and he pinpoints on one of the kids, happened to be the oldest daughter, and he tells her, "Tell me quick, how many brothers and sisters do you have? Quick, how many?" And she says, 8. So he goes, he counts, and the kids. So he walked out. So I was a very lucky kid that she was smart enough to include me in the count of the brothers and sisters. He told me to run away and hide myself in the bushes. I said, wow, something is not right here. I have to hide myself. Why? But I did it. Well, he took me, and we went to my mom, and he says, I can see the situation, it's no good. I don't know what to tell you, where to go, but I would strongly suggest that the best place for you would be to go to a ghetto. There's nobody in this little village, town, will think that you run to the ghetto. So you go, I know it's a ghetto there. You know, only Jews are there. So you be between you people. You live there like everybody else, and you'll be safe. Because he even didn't foresee that they're going to liquidate the ghetto or take them to concentration camp. Nobody thought about those things. But he figured us, they're concentrating people, Jewish people, to live there. Okay, so you live there. I would suspect that they did this because my father been in their hands already. So now they figured that they have to take the whole family. I would think so. I don't have any proof of anything like it, but I assume that that must be in their mind. We have him, we're going to take the rest family, and wherever they had the plan to take everybody, they all go. The ghetto was in a town named Dembitz, which was, we walked from Brzostek to Dembitz with Mr. Piwat. He took us there. It was about 15 miles walk. And we walked, and then when we got there, he says, here is the gate, here are the guards, go, and they will let you go. I know they let all the Jews walk in. I'm not sure out, but you can walk in. So that's what we did. Mom took us, and we walked into the ghetto. Well, the moment we went in, we walked into the ghetto. Of course, Mom was looking for a place to live somewhere. But while we were walking from one house to another, looking if there is any space there to live there, we already noticed that it's a lot of people on the street were living. But we didn't know why they live on the street or what, so we didn't pay attention to the people. We were paying Mom, actually, not us, but Mom. She just walks into a house, and looks around for spies or asks people, is there room here somewhere? But they couldn't find anything. It was packed. I mean, packed with people. Finally, after I don't remember how many hours we spent walking in this ghetto, finally she found a little spot on the attic of one of the houses. And that's what she grabbed. She called us, okay, come up on the steps. And I have here a spot. That's where we're going to live. And that's where we start living. So I remember the first thing, after walking for so many hours, me and my sister, probably her too, I assume, we were hungry, no food, start crying. Mom, we're hungry. Give us something to eat. But she doesn't have anything, no food. So she's asking a person next to her, can you tell me where I can get some food for my kids? And the answer for this person was, you get food when they give you food. And that was it. Okay, give me food, but when, what, how, no. But after a little while, waiting, they announced, time for food. So we went down, went outside by the street. We see a big line of people. So we stay in line. Then you got to the table, and they give you food. What was the food? They give you a cup of soup, they call it, which was actually warm water, had some color. The water had color, but nothing inside, just water. Then you make a step, a person is giving you a slice of bread, out. And that was the food. We didn't know, but we learned from this point on, every day, twice a day. That's how they were feeding us. That was the food. So you can imagine that you were hungry. Every day you live in hunger. But you couldn't help because there was no place else to get food. Not that you could go to a store and buy food, because there was no stores. There was no money. Besides point, Mom didn't have any. Nothing. Whatever clothes we had, we walked in. We slept in them. We walked in them. That was it. Day and night, the same thing. Never took I don't say, I was going to say shower. We didn't know what a shower is. We never washed, I call it, say it, because there was no water. Because you have to realize a ghetto, when they took a part of a town and created this part of a town as a ghetto, so there were houses, usually in the low end of part of the town, the poorest one. They took fence, the whole thing was surrounded by fence, and you had only one exit and entrance in one point. And you had the Germans standing there day and night. Plus, you couldn't, maybe you could dig a hole or something and escape. But they had guards walking around in making sure every, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it took him to make the rounds and watch that nobody would escape. So that's why it was almost impossible to escape from a ghetto. We were in the ghetto a little bit over 3 months. We lived like that. There was one time that she was stopped. She went out maybe 2 or 3 times. But at one point, same thing what she did, there was a hole. She noticed she was looking during the day if there is a chance to go out. And she saw this one spot. So she kind of waited and see how long it takes for a guard to go. So when she figured the whole thing out, she sneaked out through the hole, and she went to she knew a person. So she went to the person, and the person gave her always a loaf of bread. And one time, when she did this, she sneaked in back, and she is going back to where we were living, call it. And while she was walking, she felt, and she started hearing, and then she felt first, had this feeling that somebody follows her. And then she hears steps. So she keeps walking, but she's not going back to the place where she lived. She didn't want to go. She's just going around, just walking in a circle someplace there. But she sees that the people still following her. So when she heard them almost close behind, she stops. He says, "What do you want? Why are you going?" But who she sees? German soldiers, 2 soldiers. And they look at her, "Where are you going?" "What do you mean where I go? I'm here." She didn't know exactly how to handle this yet. "Where you came from?" She says, "Why are you asking me those questions? What did I do wrong?" "Look," they say, "we saw you walking in through the hall." He says, okay, I tell you the truth. I am hungry and starving. I don't have anything to eat. I had to go. I saw the spot that I can go out. I went out. I went and I stole the piece of bread. Here it is. You see the bread? That's where I stole this from somebody. So now I have something to eat. Whatever you want to do, you want to kill me, you want to do something, you can do it. I tell you the truth. That's what it is. So they look at her and they say, well, we're not going to kill you today, because in the next few days, everybody be here killed. So it's no use to kill you now. You'll be part of everybody here. So go home. We kill you in 2 or 3 days. And we were more afraid that we be hungry again, that we may get sick again, because we used to get sick. We used to have lice. Mom cut our hair. No dirty clothes all the time. There was nothing there for you, because there were no doctors, no medicine, nothing. So if you weren't strong enough to survive this, we saw people dying on the street because they just couldn't survive. So we were also afraid, well, one day this will happen to us probably. You didn't know what's going on. Number one, you're not allowed to have radios or anything. And there was not many radios anyway at those days. No newspapers, or forget about newspapers or anything. So the only way, if you find out something, if somebody somehow got some news from the outside. But it was very difficult to get any news inside. Yeah, we met some cousins, and then when we knew that this is going to be the end of the ghetto, that they will start taking people away from it. So my mom approached the cousin and says, did you hear about it? Yeah, sure, we know. What are you going to do? We don't know. We will try to escape. So mom is asking them, can you take us? They look at her. How can we take you with 2 kids? You and 2 kids? We have a hard time ourselves. No, we won't. You on your own. You figure out. She was mad. She couldn't believe it. The family tells her something like that. Not willing to help her. But she says, okay, fine. Forget it, I didn't ask you for anything. Well, the way we escaped, one day a little boy came to mom, and he tells her, I was passing by the fence around it, and all of a sudden somebody I hear is asking, do you know a Schonwetter? Do you know a Schonwetter? And see, when I heard the name, I know you. So that's why, come on, I show you where the person is. So mom runs with him. Who is the Mr. Piwat? And he tells my mom, look, make fast. Go, bring your kids. I show you how to get out from here. But make it fast. Come back and stay here. If I am not here, you just wait. Just stay here. She ran, she brought 2 of us. When she came, he was there. He says, okay, I'm throwing a blanket over the barbed wire. I want you to take a kid and throw him out, and throw him over. Mom says, but I cannot do it. I am weak. I don't have strength. Look at me. I cannot pick up anything. I'm hardly living. He says, you can do. You can do. It's not such a big deal to pick up a kid like that. Take a look. The kid is skin and bone. There is no weight there. You can do it, and don't waste time, because we don't have time. We cannot waste time here. It has to be fast. Do it. She did. Pick 1, 2nd. Now he says, you climb and jump over, flip over, I catch you here. And she did. And that's how we escaped from the ghetto.
Incredible. Wow.
Mr. Piwa told us right away, I made an agreement with a farmer in one of the villages. I talked to them, I know them, and they promised me to take you and hide you. So let's walk to this village. So again, we walked for quite a few hours, got to the village. When we got there, the woman says, okay, you have 2 little kids. You're going to stay on the attics in my house here. But I want to tell you right in the beginning that those kids are not allowed to laugh, to cry, to talk, not one word. You have to be quiet there. I don't have kids. I don't want somebody passing my house and hear kids to hear something. No good. If you think you can control them, then go upstairs. If not, I'm not taking you. Mom says, don't worry. I make sure they be quiet. You're not going to hear one word. Then go upstairs. So we went. He said, there is a lot of hay full upstairs. The attic is full of hay. Just cover yourself under the hay and stay there. You're not going down nowhere. You stay day and night here. Food, I bring you something to eat. That's it. Okay? Yeah, go. And that's how we start living in this house. It happened to be, we came in the fall, so we lived the whole winter in her place.